very well signed, but we hopefully are on the right road. So we have to climb 300 meters. This was a real hard thing to find. It's basically a dirt road and just one tiny little sign. And then the actual sign to the falls off the dirt road isn't clear at all. It just says Gatineau Park. It wasn't too far in, so we're going to go there. To the fire tower, I think, if you're up for it. Alright, so we have a downhill to start with. We've arrived at the chutes. Very nice. Very Lake District.
Or is it to stop you falling down or something?
Stop people falling down. Now there is quite a lot of climbing. We've had one person leave and 2 people go past us since we started. So we're about 300 meters from the beginning. But we're going to do the full 4.5 kilometers at a gentle pace. This is quite steep. Well, we made it to the chutes, the Luskville. Got about another 4.2 kilometers to get to the fire tower. We've still got a bit of a hike and we're walking next to this rock that's basically overhanging us, and I guess that's where all of these little rocks are coming from. What the guides don't say is that the climb in the first 300 meters is actually probably in the first kilometer, not over the whole thing. Of course, if you have to tell people not to do things like this, you have to wonder about people. You definitely would need a climbing rope for that. Going back down is going to be very interesting on our quads. Kitty, of course, is flying up the trail. So we're at a lookout before we can do some more climbing. And I suspect this is going to be gorgeous. So we're at Lusk Lookout. And the river over there is the Ottawa. So when we came in along the 148O, which is west, Oast, there's a tiny little dirt road where those cars are on and a slight brown sign. And you follow this dirt road down until you get to there. Then you see a sign that just says Gatineau Parks Commission. Just a little detour north from the Lusk Lookout. Well, we still have to climb. At this point we've gone about 600 meters. We climbed a lot and we still got more climbing to do. So this is the path up. When you get to this point, it really looks like you should go that way. This is telling you to go right, but oftentimes the right will be afterwards. However, that's a clue. Somebody got irritated and put white flags everywhere. So this is in fact the way to go. Don't slip. To be honest, after this climb I'd quit smoking but take up drinking. I think there's another waterfall. Bit of creative trespassing. I think we're getting close to the top, so I'll let you enjoy the view for a bit with silence. We've got about 700 meters from the trailhead, which is down there on the flat. This is punishing. If it was wet, this would be very treacherous. The maps, like the guidebooks, are kind of crappy, to be honest with you. This is spectacular. I'm really glad we did it. So we have to keep going this way. Probably about another kilometer or so to the fire tower, and I don't think you can climb the fire tower, but if you can, that would be an absolute bonus. So once we've done the vertical climb, we should see beaver ponds, forest, and forest trail. This whole area is Gatineau Park, and it's completely forested apart from the roads and a couple of little buildings in it. One of which we should be going to after this, Mackenzie Lion King's house. So after we climb, you get to this point, and you have that choice of climb, or this choice of climb. For 3 reasons we're going to take this climb. First, it's actually signed to where we want to go, the lookout tower and the Pontiac lookout. The guidebook said to bear right here. I'm going to do a loop and come back. And also, one of the locals is actually going this way. Chin chin! Well, the wind's going up and the weather's deteriorating. We still have to climb up there. Now, you will be using your hands on this climb. Kitty's found lunch.
Yum.
Kind of devastating.
Just found something having lunch, I think is gonna make it.
A nice view of the Ottawa River. The storm cloud seems to have gone for now. So we've been scrambling up these rocks and now we're going to climb up these rocks. And the vultures are ready to eat us if we fall. Now we put some natural bug spray on. It seems to be working. There's a little bit of mosquito stuff here. It's not that bad. And yeah, put it on twice because it lasts about an hour, hour and a half. You can really see how dark it is. The clouds have passed over us. Hopefully that'll stay away until 3 o'clock when we're out of sight of this mountain. Wow, I think I'll take a photograph. We're at 310 meters above sea level now. We've kind of climbed about 300 meters.
Do you want lunch here then?
I don't know.
I'm not sure what's ahead.
Fire trail, forest walk.
Oh, well, we should get to the end, eh?
Yeah, it may not be, maybe buggy though. What time is it?
It's 10 to 12.
Ah, we can carry on. So do look out for these white lines. Have a look at what's ahead. Oftentimes you can divert left or right. It's actually a lot easier climbing. The trail, I would say, is marked well. It's not great, but it's marked well. And follow these. For those guys and gals planning on bugging out and living forever in the mountains in SHTF, bear in mind the soil is very thin and you ain't going to be growing much.
What? Still 1.5 kilometers?
So we have gone 0.3.
We've gone 1 kilometer.
No, we've gone 0.3 kilometers from the last sign,
Yeah.
which is at the base of the hill basically.
Yeah.
And Luskville, where we started, is 1 kilometer. So we have 1.5 kilometers to go. However, I'm pretty sure we're actually at the top part. So what we're going to be faced with now is ups and downs, not just an up. So when you've travelled your kilometre and you got to the Pontiac lookout, you might be tempted to quit. Don't. Do the extra 1.5 kilometres. It's just under a mile and it's a lot easier going. It's kind of funny, this is easy going. After what we've been up, this is easy going. But isn't it just absolutely beautiful? Kitty's being sensible. You will get wet on this ride. Yay! So we still seem to be climbing. Seems to be an optical illusion. I've seen 2 trail runners separately actually go past us. It takes some guts to do that on this type of trail. Erdley Plateau. So we've climbed 50 metres since the last time.
Oh, that's all?
Climbed up vertically. So it says 390, so maybe the fire tower is 390. Found where we go down and we've got 500 metres to go. We may or may not have lunch, so if it's buggy like this we won't. And then we go down this way. Good run.
Thanks.
There's a guy about 2 minutes ahead of you. Yeah, you'll get him. It's kind of depressing that this sign is here. We've gone 2.5 kilometers in just under 2 hours. Wow. And that's what we're supposed to be looking at? I don't think it exists anymore.
Whoa, 20 kilometers.
What?
Beginning of Trail 1.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Trail map from the 1946. We've made it 390 meters above sea level. Do you not want to go 3 more K?
No?
No. Oh. You want to?
Want to eat some lunch?
Yeah, sure. So this is the fire tower base. Would have been a very commanding view. Where's the fire tower?
Under my bum.
No, actually, duh.
It's up there.
Duh.
Do you want to go up there and eat?
We didn't see it. You're not allowed in. So Kitty wants to go an extra 3 kilometers that way to the cabin. It's an emergency cabin, they have them everywhere. And I don't think we're going to, and we discussed it and we're not. The reason is I want to get to Mackenzie King Estate and I want to go to Pink Lake today, and we've got thunderstorms forecast around 3-4 o'clock. Who knows if we'll get them then. And I kind of would like to get there, and we have a very sketchy idea of how to drive between these places, so we probably need to invest the time in that. So walking is a good idea. Poke things with this, make yourself look taller with it. And I already showed you the knife. I also have an emergency kit in mine and in Kitty's, but I also have bear spray ready to go right by me because it's no use at all in the pack. I also have a bear flare in the pack in case we have to stay for overnight. So yeah, we've got 1.5 kilometers to go downwards. It takes me a while, but I figured it out. We started at 90 meters above sea level and we went to 390 meters above sea level over 2.5 kilometers. What we're actually doing now is we're dropping 300 meters of climb over just 2 kilometers. So every kilometer we go, we're losing 150 meters of height. As Kitty says, make sure your toenails are trim. I'm not exaggerating here, this huge climb. This is a huge up and a huge down. Not for the faint-hearted, and I do not recommend to do this if it's raining at all. Far too much rock, but it's very beautiful. So now we rejoin the original trail, and in 700 meters we'll be at the car park. We have to cross over this. So 42 minutes ago we were at 390 meters. Now we've dropped to 165 meters, and we have to drop another 70 meters. Look at that for a view. You know, Kitty, this is where we should have stopped for the day.
Probably.
Wow. We have hiked a long way. Alright, 20 meters to go. So it took us an hour to come down, it took us 2 hours to go up. Admittedly, it's fractionally shorter of the route we took on the way down, but it is the full trail. Quads feel it. When I stop, my whole legs are shaking. Anyways, I'm glad we did this, really enjoyed it. But I will point out to you that averaging 1 to 2 kilometers per hour in dense brush or on vertical climbs is not to be unexpected. A lot of people are planning to bug out through forests. We haven't really been in forests other than trails. So a trail like I'm on right now, kind of easy to walk on. But for about 4 kilometers of what we've just done, we've been scrambling over big rocks. And that's it, that's the last bridge. And there's the car at the top of the hill. Well, thanks for watching this. Have a great day. Toodles. Well, we actually found this place. It's a bit odd. I think we kind of went in the wrong way. Now, there's ruins of an old abbey here. This has been a 2022 Little Terrier in a Car production.